They arrive here as refugees, and I want to honor their courage.
Olivia Chow can house them if she wants to, not me, and I don't think it's safe.
That's how we all got here, right? You know, so I don't know what everybody's problem is.
Our population is growing faster than the supply of housing.
The costs and the crime that Trudeau's policies have unleashed make this country unlivable for newcomers and for those who have been here a long time.
If you had the space, would you be willing to welcome a refugee into your home?
Absolutely. Absolutely, if I had the space.
I have the space. My family and I own some real estate units. We would never do this.
Lincoln J for Rebel News, and today I'm at Trinity Bellwoods Park in Toronto, and we're going to gather some opinions on the City of Toronto's refugee crisis. With little to no space in the city's shelter system, many refugees have been forced to live on the streets. The situation has garnered national media attention as two churches in North York are currently providing shelter for over 200 refugees who are sleeping outside a downtown Toronto shelter intake center. New asylum seekers to the city's shelter system are currently averaging between 300 to 400 per month. The city has even set up a portal where residents can offer rental units below average market rent to refugees. Toronto is already in the middle of a housing crisis. The average price of a one-bedroom rental is just over $2,500. It's quite clear that Olivia Chow is dedicated to providing shelter and support for refugees.
We have people daily arriving to this country. And they are arriving at Pearson, they're arriving to Toronto, to the greater Toronto area. And we need the federal government to take their responsibility seriously and help us welcome them.
Where exactly are all the people supposed to go when we just don't have the space? Trudeau has admitted himself that the population is growing faster than the supply of housing.
Addressing supply is so unbelievably important. Our population is growing faster than the supply of housing.
With out-of-control crime, open drug use, and poverty already plaguing the city, what further strain is the refugee crisis going to place on Toronto? Visit our website and sign our petition at fixourcities.com if you think politicians need to take a different approach in cleaning up the city of Toronto. Through that same website, you can consider making a donation to support our independent journalism. We can continue bringing you guys more reports just like this one. We're going to take a walk around the park and speak to some people, get some opinions on the matter. Let's check it out. How do you think the city of Toronto is handling the refugees coming in? Do you think they're doing a good job? What do you think?
I got nothing against refugees, so, you know, like everybody's, that's how we all got here, right? You know, so I don't know what everybody's problem is, to tell you the truth.
We have a new mayor. She's been in, a few weeks? And we got to give her a chance. And, you know, big cities have problems.
Olivia Chow can house them if she wants to, not me, and I don't think it's safe.
Obviously, there's a fine line between, you know, keeping things realistic, but yeah, I'm biased obviously because I'm an immigrant. I just got my Canadian passport, so.
If you had the space, would you be willing to welcome a refugee into your home?
Absolutely. Absolutely, if I had the space.
I have the space. My family and I own some real estate units. We would never do this. And the reason being, you know, we're stretched thin as a real estate investor. Mortgages are expensive, rates are going up, and you know, rents need to increase with these unless there's a significant subsidy being provided. And I know what the subsidies are, and they're a joke compared to what we can get on, you know, on the market. Then there's zero incentive for me to rent our apartment to someone.
Would you be willing to house a refugee at your place if you had the space?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I just broke up with my girlfriend, and I'm subletting my apartment like as we speak. So potentially, yeah. My parents do it in the UK. They've got some Ukrainians over there, so.
If I had the place, but I don't, but, you know.
No. Those people come here, they're refugees. They don't make any background checks. They could be criminals. Would I go and house refugees even if I had a house or a basement or a spare room? No. no way.
Do you think that the federal government should pause immigration until we have the proper housing infrastructure to house people?
I don't think it's my place, somebody in government that knows something, a lot smarter than me should figure this out.
They should stop all these people coming in because there's not enough room. Especially here in Toronto, people are living on the streets. That's not fair.
We have a massive lack of housing supply, and our most recent mayoral election, the issue that decided that election was housing, and I think the city made the wrong decision largely with Olivia Chow, but this is a different question.
That's not fair to our working Canadians. Our taxes keep on going up to feed all these people. Most of them, they should stay home. They're okay, but everybody claims that their life is in danger. Everybody comes here. So, and another thing, I think it's time Trudeau leaves the government. Let somebody runs the country.
And I'll be blunt as well. Housing isn't a primary federal responsibility. It's not something that we have direct carriage of.
Do you think that the federal government should maybe slow down or pause immigration until we have the proper housing infrastructure to accommodate everybody?
Immigration helps our demographics too. We have an aging population here, and demographics are very, very powerful. So I don't think it's a good idea to put the brakes on that.
I kind of live here and elsewhere, so I don't know the entire political situation, so I might not be the best person to ask.
Does this make any sense from a housing, from a homelessness perspective to just keep bringing in this amount of people?
No, during the pandemic, our homeless people were camping on the parks. They never find them church's basement for them to sleep.
Does it make sense to just keep bringing people in if they're just going to...
Definitely, because demographic helps those new people. Sure, we'll have the outliers that are sleeping on the street, but, they want a good life just as much as we do.
Refugees, you shouldn't have a problem. That's what Canada's was made out, was made from, and we should have other issues than refugees.
What do you think is the end result of all this? Is it going to hit a boiling point? Where do you see the next couple of years going if this continues?
More crime. Definitely more crime, and more people will be forced to go and live with their parents and live on the streets.
We've got a massive pricing issue which we're unable to solve in terms of housing. We have a federal government who I think is keen on, enacting policy from the perspective of virtue signaling, which, I think unfortunately will lead to a greater influx of refugees and a lack of housing supply. I don't see these issues being changed in the near term. So, our biggest issue in the city of Toronto is housing. Affordable housing, building out housing supply, incentivizing individual real estate investors and homeowners to provide housing to folks. We'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be a rocky road.
The damage has been done, and with all these people coming in, more damage will be done.
Like I said earlier, guys, visit our website, fixourcities.com. Sign the petition if you think politicians need to take a different approach in cleaning up our cities. Through that same website, make a donation if you appreciate reports like this one. Thanks, guys.